Okay. It should be working now. Well, maybe not.
Now we're going.
Okay.
We got video now.
I don't know what the deal was.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Let's try this one more time.
Here we go. That was funny watching y'all comment, and we were sitting
Yeah.
here talking to each other on AbMux, and
Um, how is everybody this morning?
man, we already talked. We already cured all the ills of the universe,
That's
and
right. We came up with a plan of intervention for lag and everything. Good morning, butt crack. How are you doing, sir? Lag, how are you? Larry, how are you this morning? Tamara, it's always good to see you. Peddling Profits, welcome. Anissa, the Texas Bandit. That's the reason I asked Nissa if she could see me, because she wouldn't BS me like the rest of them would. God forbid I asked Slag. Tactical Z, glad you could join us. Laggy. I think I got everybody now. I don't know what the problem was. Tamerlan.
when
So
you get
anyhow,
when you get over age 65, sometimes us old geezers have trouble with stuff.
so anyway, so you had 33 that you got it. Since we've already gone over this one time before, I can sort of prompt you. So you've got like 33 that you're shipping out today?
Yeah, it's like a Johnny Carson show where he's got scripted questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I had a big day yesterday. Let me look. eBay, my eBay yesterday, I sold $487 worth of crap to unsuspecting buyers. That's a big day for me.
Well, that's good. You'll be able to
No,
keep the power on another week.
Phil, there's two sausages on this show.
Is there a reason you're collecting smoked sausages on your desk? Are they multiplying? Tomorrow will they be 4?
No, it's like these are in my Christmas stocking and another present I got, so they're mine. Nobody else can have them, so I have to hide them in here on my desk so nobody else will eat them. Yeah, my sales just, if I could do $487 every day in 2024, that would be something. That would be something else. I might be a full-time reseller then.
And Nessa wants to know what you sold.
You want a rundown? Let's see. All orders. Yesterday, I sold a swimming pool heater switch. I sold a Royal Copenhagen Christmas plate. I sold a trumpet for $100. I sold a pair of Faded Glory boots for $13.
How much do you think you paid for the trumpet?
I didn't give much for it, maybe $15. I sold a SNES Spider-Man and the X-Men and Arcade's Revenge. I sold a pair of Harley Davidson Sportster motorcycle grips. I sold a Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles LED automatic nightlight. I sold a Waterford Crystal wine goblet. I sold an Xbox 360 Battlefield Bad Company. I sold a Talon sterling silver ring. I sold a Zenith VCR VHS player recorder. I sold a pair of LL Bean duck boots. I sold a Marvel Blu-ray Deadpool Spider-Man Avengers bundle of 6 movies.
All weekend.
I sold an SNES Donkey Kong Country 2. I sold a Draincock. Always makes me laugh. I sold
That's the 13-year-old or the 12-year-old boy coming out in you.
I sold a Bare Minerals eyeshadow brush. I sold a SNES Home Alone. And that was it. That was yesterday's sales. Yeah, Draincock. For a when
Well,
your
you'll
caulk
spend.
wears out on your air compressor, you need a new drain caulk, and this just screws onto the bottom where the old drain caulk was.
You'll spend the rest of the day packing, won't you? Shipping. Good
Sounds
portion
painful.
of it, especially with that VCR.
Yeah, I got some packing to do. I've already knocked out about a third of it.
Oh, okay. Did you pack over the weekend, the holiday?
No, I packed some this morning.
Roberta let me sleep in. Usually she pushes me out the bed as she gets up in the morning.
This sold real quick. I didn't think it would even sell.
What is that?
It's a crocodile alligator made out
Oh,
of
it starts to like shellacked poop is what it looked like.
selling shit. No, I don't know if it's a crocodile or alligator. Anyway, this is just a hand carved knickknack. I listed it for $19.99 plus shipping, and it sold fast. I'm like, really? Who wants a hand carved alligator? But there it is.
Good morning, Jennifer. Well, you had a good weekend.
Yeah, sales.
So is that the reason when I saw Gwen walk past the camera back in the back of the room, she's coming to see what your sales was so she knows how much money she can spend this today?
She had a desk light that runs on batteries, and she wanted to come in and clean the battery compartment and put new batteries in it. So I handed her the bottle of alcohol and some swabs and said I did take the old batteries out for her. And she got it working. She came in and demonstrated it for me. Yeah. Tamara's got 56 going
Yeah, I
on.
was just looking at
Shoot.
that.
That's good.
She had a good weekend, holiday.
You would keep the alligator? I got so much crap in my house. I had an old Carhartt jacket that I bought in 1982 or no, 1989. And I outgrew it about 28 years ago.
You outgrew it?
Yeah. And so I just looked at it a few days ago and said to myself, self, you would you would have to lose 50 pounds to be able to fit back in that thing. So I decided to go ahead and sell it. So it sold for $90.
Well,
Yeah,
that's good.
Tom, get me off of the big screen.
Oh, I was not paying attention. I'm just not with it this morning, I
Yeah, I had a
guess.
growth. Yeah, it's like for 28 years I gained 2 pounds a year. So what does that equal? A whole bunch. Yeah,
Um,
Carhartt's good, and this one is old, made in the USA by union workers. So it sold pretty. Man, I had lots of interest in it. You know,
um,
it doesn't matter what you sell as long as people want it. It's going to sell and sell fast.
I I got a question for Felix. Good morning, by the way, Felix. Um, when we were on the cruise ship, and Todd and anybody else has been on a cruise, they're always pushing their jewelry store. And he kept talking. The jeweler kept saying, "We've got some fantastic, rare, vintage Rolex watches. We got some good prices on,
Hmm.
and it's hard to find new Rolex watches." Is that a spin that he's putting on it? Is it true? Are Rolex watches becoming short supply for some reason? And I can't imagine them really selling rare vintage Rolexes on a cruise ship, and not one of the mega ships at that.
Yeah, 24K knows it's not true. It's a spin. I try not to buy used Rolex unless it's first of all, I don't want to invest that much in inventory.
Good morning, Sue.
I could, but I don't want to.
I just
Well,
I,
he says it's
I'm
true.
not
They do.
spending $12,000 plus for a damn watch off of a cruise ship. You know what I mean? I
Oh,
just because they're not discounted or anything like that.
nah.
But
Can't
there's people out there that's going to buy that kind of stuff.
you can't buy real things on a cruise ship for without paying like at least a third over what its value is.
Yeah. So anyway, real I
You
as I
can't.
have said before,
I
I think
do.
they're gaudy as hell.
It depends on the model.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But most of them, when you see people talking about Rolexes, you're talking about the big, sporty looking ones with all the diamonds on it and all that kind of stuff, and that just pimp daddy. Hold on just a moment. Be right back.
Yeah, I kind of like the old, thick, heavy, solid yellow gold ones. But I'm not really in the market for those because if I'm just buying to resell, that's more than I want to invest at any one time.
Yeah, but retail is still expensive. 24.
Mhm.
But anyway, I was just wanting your scoop on it since you buy and sell Rolexes, and you should know. I mean, I wouldn't say, dude, you're lying. My man, my man Felix, who wears he wears 12 Rolexes, 6 on each arm, says you ain't doing any deals. Well, that's cool, Felix.
Okay,
I hear the Daytona model talked about a lot.
I have a fun message from a potential buyer,
Right.
and I want everybody to read it carefully here and tell me how I should answer this potential buyer question. Okay,
Lay it on us.
I'm putting it in the chat right now. Read it carefully, and then tell me how you would answer that.
That's the question.
Uh-huh. Word for word.
Are they wanting a better deal on the price?
Yes, obviously, but look how they worded it.
Yeah, they was.
Anissa gets it.
Yeah,
24K hadn't caught it yet.
yeah, I hear that.
Jennifer laughed.
Um,
Lag got it.
where's it going to? Because the way the question is phrased, that sounds like it's someplace where they don't have a good grip on the English language.
Yeah, 24K finally got it. Uh, Now I sent him an offer of 15% off, so we'll see if he buys the shoes. But I thought that was, yeah, see, sorry. My brain just went, wait, did I read that right? Uh,
Good morning, Mr. Sadie. I didn't see you sneak in. You working hiding from the boss this morning? Felix, Felix, Felix. Yeah, it could always be lag. No, Tamara, if it was undies, it would have went to Scott because he's the one that's wearing the. He's the one that's selling the triple X panties. What's he say? Shout out to the big girls.
it's it's a pair of ASIC shoes, but that was strangely worded, I thought.
Yeah. Is it cold up there today, Mr. Sadie?
We had an overnight freeze, so we got down to like 30 or so.
Yeah, it's 32 here.
What is it now? We're up to 35, so
Is there a freeze coming across the country?
I expect so. If we had a freeze this morning, then everyone else is going to probably also. We're supposed to get a little rain later today.
Like you need to run out and get you some groceries now in case it gets real bad up there. Oh, wait a minute. Lag, go out. He'll send his mother out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me read this thing from Miss Tom. I told you before I buy a lot of watches as duty free or on cruise ships because they can't stock them, so you don't. He steals whatever comes in, but I wouldn't buy used. Okay. Um, Felix, is is duty free? I mean, what kind of price reduction are you talking about when you buy anything? You know, you buy a bottle of because I follow some Brits that travel a lot, and they're always freaking out over the duty free. Do you save that much money with duty free? So why are you not on your way to Florida, Mister Sadie, or at least down to Todd's house? Um,
Yeah, we bought some wine when we were in Italy and they shipped it here, and I think it was duty free, but we bought it straight from the winery, so I don't know how they finagled
let me
duty
see.
free, but it was supposedly that way.
It only applies to alcohol and cigarettes. Let me see. Duty free is a scam. Okay, that's what I figured. And, I mean, they save a lot of money by not having to do VAT tax. You know, they get a Target and they're like, "Ah, oh, let's go shopping," because they don't have to do the VAT tax, which is what about 15% in the UK. Hmm. Could you imagine if they put a 15% VAT tax on everything over here? You talk about the crying and moaning, then
Uh, they're they're pretty much maxed on the tax they can get out of us now, I
yeah.
think.
Like I have been feeling really well, and I haven't had the sniffles or the cough or anything like that. And I sit down at this computer this morning, and I've been sneezing and wanting to cough, but I didn't. See you out at your ranch in Texas. We can buy duty free from any shop. By the way, I can go to.
Sorry.
Oh, cool. Well, that's because you're a foreigner, so you don't have to pay the VAT taxes and stuff like that. If I've what I've read is correct, you usually get it. You can request to get it back in a 3 hour line. Yeah.
So shall we address the elephant in the room?
What's that?
Alabama lost.
Alabama lost.
You didn't see the Rose Bowl?
I don't watch football. You should know that by now. Is that the reason Todd's not in here this morning? He's too embarrassed. Not Todd. Excuse me, Scott. He's too embarrassed.
And Texas lost. It's a bad situation. So, them northern schools, Michigan and Wisconsin, will be playing on the 8th for the national championship.
Who played Alabama?
Michigan. Alabama had a chance to win, but they just kept screwing themselves up. Just over and over and over. They didn't play all that bad. They just lost because they kept screwing up penalties and bad snaps. You know, you would think by the 17th game of the season that a high-powered college football team could hike the ball and the quarterback catch it.
Oh Lord, Todd's probably Todd. I don't really keep I don't know why I keep saying Todd. Scott's probably sitting in a corner, sucking on his thumb this morning. He's in shock.
I mean, serious, Alabama could have won that game easily, but for their own screw-ups. But I'll leave it there.
Well,
Um,
I hate it for him. But you know what? You know what my saying is.
oh yeah, Washington and Michigan.
I don't care.
Yeah, Washington played the Longhorns. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Uh-oh. He heard us talking.
I've been listening to you assholes. I'm trying to work. I took my last 3 days off.
so
I'm
what the
sorry.
hell happened, Scott?
We can't hike the goddamn ball. What
You
the?
can't hike the ball.
This guy has fucked up all season. I mean, every game he's good for 3 or 4, and even even the ones that some of them like that last play is a great example, which was the world's worst call ever in overtime to go up the middle against a team that's killing you up the fucking middle.
Mm-hmm.
He had to go to the ground to get that one. There's a couple of them right after that where the quarterback caught the ball right here. I mean, if he doesn't react so fast, that ball's up. It's that guy has done that all year. I mean, we were driving into their territory with a touchdown lead, and he hikes the ball 20 yards behind us on the ground, a squib. It's just the team they went back they had progressed so much and they went right back to being who they were. Yeah, because I don't feel like Michigan beat us because we made the adjustments at halftime. That we got out
Right.
the first half we got out coached, but we were good enough to hang in there by losing by 3 at halftime. But we came out and took the lead. But it makes no sense. So what do you do at halftime? You make the adjustment. They're killing us up the middle. They're blitzing up the middle. You run to the running backs for kill them on the edges. So what do? In overtime, we run up the middle because we're fucking idiots. I didn't really come on here for that. One of the reasons I came on here, I'm listening an iPod, and it now says this. It appears you have it because I have an iPod that I picked up I picked this at an estate sales, iCloud locked.
Yeah.
Looks like eBay is no longer going to allow you to sell an item that's locked. Never seen that listing before. I've never seen that error before. But so
You mean like you can't sell it for parts or repair?
no, that's what I was listening for parts to repair iCloud lock. And it says that it appears you are listing a kill switch activated device. Because many of these devices are stolen, eBay does not allow kill switch item locks for sale on our site. This is brand new. They've never said that. I've sold plenty of iCloud lock shit. If you're the owner of the device, please ensure the kill switch lock is removed and the device is restored to the owner. I bought it in a estate sale. He died. You can't. There ain't no getting it. See, Apple through all everybody goes iCloud. They promote their this is the greatest thing about Apple. And I've got Apple products everywhere. We are green. You saw on their last one. We are so green. We are carbon neutral. We don't do anything for the environment. And yet you lock these damn devices like this so much there are warehouses full of these fucking devices that can't be used anymore. They're from schools, they're from wherever, and all they can do is be destroyed.
Mm,
It's a huge problem with recycling electronics that Apple has made. Just a there's got to be a way. There's got to be a way. I own this device. I didn't steal it. I bought it at an estate sale.
hmm
So you got to be careful, folks. If you're going to pick up Apple devices, and I pick them up a lot, but I've got 4 or 5 of them laying around here that are locked, that are just straight garbage now.
So
Is it just iPod or every Apple product?
Every Apple product.
Sheesh.
Any MacBook after 2017 or 18, any any iMac after 2000, they security got real good on those about that time 17. The phones are good after like the 5. I'm listening to this one in a minute. It's an SE, but I've got the I, it's just gonna mean that you need to ask some questions. If you're gonna buy Apple devices, you need to ask the questions.
well, you just need to learn how to unlock them.
Can't.
Felix tell him the model. You can't. It's a what do I do with it? I don't know what I do with it. It's a 6th generation 64 gigabyte.
24K, so it keeps saying they can be unlocked.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. What do I do with it?
Mm.
I didn't throw it in the trash yet.
But I think somebody asked a question and I might have dozed off. Can you sell them for parts?
No, you can't sell them at all. Because if y'all will look, I have iCloud locked in the title, and then in the description I had 4 parts not working. Won't let you do it.
Mm.
It's right here somewhere. I don't know how I lost it, Felix. It's a 64 gigabyte 6th generation iPod, and that's what happens is they go overseas and they do something to them.
Did you are you moving stuff around in your background, or are you did you move your computer to a different location?
All right, next guess. How about different computer?
Okay.
This is the I'm over here listening and shipping. This is the shipping computer.
Oh.
This one this one had a lock on it. It's a 2013 iMac, but I broke into it.
He's about in the middle of his garage now. I know that because I can see the
That's the TV back there. I'm just across the way. That's the other desk right there.
I can see the garage door opener above your head.
Yeah, the original desk is that way.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
But I'm over here working on an Amazon shipment. There's a computer over there that I'm listing.
You're getting your goal of getting it all organized.
The mobile operators lock them, and you can contact them to unlock.
Felix, we are talking about 2 different things. There is a difference. Felix, I'll send this iPod to you at my expense. If you can make a phone call on it, I will fly over there and kiss your sandy ass. It's an iPod. It's made by Apple. It's iCloud locked. It's not AT&T. It's not any of those. It's Apple. It's in case it gets stolen. When you reset it, it comes up and says you have to go to whatever the original email was. It's something .man or something else. What did I do with it?
He keeps insisting, Beard, they do it with iPods, tablets, phone, and laptops.
No, the iPods is just the music players, right?
Yeah, it's just a music player. It doesn't have a carrier. I mean, okay, so AT&T will sell you one, but they're not carrier locked because it doesn't have cellular. AT&T will sell you one, but they don't carrier lock them.
I didn't even think. I didn't even think. I guess if you're going through iTunes, it would know. But I didn't think.
It's locked through iTunes. So what happens is people like Felix's friend overseas jailbreak them and get around all that, but they use them on different services around the world that don't care about those kind of things.
Yeah, if you jailbreak it and just use it for music, you're okay, I guess.
And if you ever like Felix says, you can't update it. If you ever connect it back to iTunes, they'll lock it down again. So it's not that important. It's just I mean, I lost with $30 on that. Oh well.
Well, I didn't think iPods even. Well, maybe it's because my only experience is with the ones that Roberta used to have, and you had to actually hook to a computer and download music to
You do. That's the first one I've ever had. It's been iCloud locked. I've got. So it's any of the. I think it's like fifth generation on. It's any of the touches. Because I've got some of the older ones here. Like that one. That one ain't got enough technology to lock anything. That's like a second generation.
That looks like some of the ones Roberta has.
There it goes. It says Merry Christmas 2008 from Pam. Love Steve. That's awesome.
Yeah, target practice. Take all that out there and do a video.
They're like these here. You can't. These little bitty ones. They don't get iCloud locked. I'm not allowed to sell that one. I was going to sell it, and then Joni found out, and she said she wanted hers back. Got her name on the back of it.
Oh.
But these take a funky charger. I don't have a charger for them, so I got to order a charger. They're called shuffles.
Yeah. Look at the screen. Look at the screen, Scott.
It has to be iCloud unlocked. None of this jailbreaking craziness. If I hook it back up to Apple and reset it, what happens? Because I get the carrier ones. This is my old cell phone.
Uh-huh.
I bought it through AT&T. Went through their 2 years or whatever. After the 2 years were up, I sent them a message saying unlock this phone, and they sent me a code, and I typed the code in and unlocked it. Now it'll work on Verizon or anything. I get that part. I know those things, but this is Apple.
So as long as you don't tap into the cloud, the iCloud or whatever,
Yeah, but
it'll work.
But you got to figure out how to sideload programs because you got to figure out how to get music on it.
I don't know anything about those. The only thing I know about them is that Roberta used to hook hers up to her computer and download music to it.
I said iCloud unlocked. I didn't say jailbreak. You can't get rid of the iCloud. It's just.
Yes, Sue. When Kmart was going out of business, I went over and was helping for a third party company to go in, and I was inventory and shipping stuff back. They had stuff in their cages.
Found it.
That was like circa 1989. I mean, they had some old crap back there that was packed in their boxes and all that kind of stuff.
It's the ones that look like this. The ones that almost look like a phone are the ones that lock up.
Okay. Because they've got a Wi-Fi ability.
Yeah, you can connect on the Wi-Fi and go to. See, it comes up and says when it's iCloud locked. It comes up and says that this iPad is linked to that's an iCloud lock. Felix said, just send it to him. He'll send it back full of Habibi songs unlocked.
Oh goodness, you people kill me. But I understand what they're doing. They're trying to lock down on thefts and whatnot. But you're also affecting the legal owner, their heirs. You know,
No, they just want you to buy new shit. You know.
That's all it is. It's not. They could. It's like the people that argue that eBay's out to get them. eBay's not out to get you. They don't know you from Adam's house cat. Apple don't know you from same damn cat. They want you to buy. They don't want you to be able to go to secondary market and buy one. If that's just one iPod eliminated from the bunch. Somebody's going to have to buy a new one. And you can't.
they need to give a good a hellacious trade-in policy. Apple does, because people, there's people out there, which I guess that helps, like these companies that say, like Verizon, you buy that plan, that program they have, the trade-in program. You buy a new phone, a couple of years, you get a new one or whatnot. Uh, I guess that helps them because people will trade in their old iPhones in for new ones. But um, if you go buy one from someplace and you want to go from a 13 to a 16, then you're stuck with this 13. You can't sell it, I guess.
Yeah, the only way to do it, you should go back to the seller and ask them to give you their password. Um,
Can't
um,
Like if I was to buy one of your phones that you have, one of your phones, can you unlock it or whatever
yeah,
before you sell it to me so I can iCloud it or whatever?
all you have to do is go into your iCloud account and turn off Find My iPhone, and then delete that device from your account. It takes like 30 seconds. When you turn off it, it's going to ask you for your password. You put your password in, and then you left click and put remove from your Apple iCloud account, and then that device is no longer registered to you. And then a full factory reset it'll come back up, and instead of coming to the activation screen where it says the contact the owner, it'll
Right.
it'll just come up like it's a brand new phone.
Oh, okay.
You have to do those two things. It has to be removed from Find My iPhone, and it has to be deleted from your account. It's simple, you would think, but I've got an iPad that I bought at a yard sale 3 or 4 years ago. That people forget the stuff that they don't ever look at their iCloud. How many times has anybody with an Apple phone gone to their iCloud account lately? Nobody goes to them. Nobody knows what devices are registered. I even went to that person's house and put a note on the door, and they still didn't go in and delete it. I should have firebombed the place.
Uh, he's joking. He is joking.
I'm joking.
I don't want lag turning me into the damn popo.
I should have just scooped up some dog poo, put it in a paper sack, and set that on fire on the front porch.
Mm.
Um,
But that's a change. I mean, I guess in the last 3 or 4 weeks, that's a change.
and you don't have, so they're kind of worthless to you, Scott.
Right. They're absolutely worthless. They're just coasters. You can put a drink on it and it won't get on your desk.
Well, it looks like you need to find somebody in town that repairs those things. Sell them a box full of parts. Yeah, Sue says she bought some from a storage unit. She can't believe what people leave on their phones. Yeah, it's kind of hard to It's kind of scary what people leave on their personal photos, bank statements. where you can log in directly into their. You activate it. You hit the little icon, and it goes right into their account because they've got it so they don't have to enter a password.
Have y'all watched some of the videos of how people are getting? There was, I think I might have talked about it a few weeks ago. There was a guy who he just got out of jail, but he had a ring of friends that they would go to these college bars and start befriending these drunk college students. And the college they'd make some excuse like they didn't have a phone, or could they borrow their phone to call a ride or something. And so the person would hand them their phone unlocked, and then they'd lock it and say, "Hey, you didn't do it." And the drunk people would just give them their code, and by the time they give them their code, the phone was handed off to somebody else, and they had changed with the code. They had changed the passwords. They had changed everything, and so now they had complete control of this phone, and they would go and still using the Apple Pay and buy as much other Apple products as they could, and then sell the phone. Um, yeah, I think he spent like 3.5, 4 years in prison, but they the news report was estimating that they sold uh, $300,000 or $400,000 worth of stuff, and the guy goes, "Yeah, that was closer to 5 million."
You know, there's just some scam out there all the time. You know, you got to keep your guard up.
Hey, that's a good idea, Don. To list it as don't mention the word iCloud lock. Just put on there uh, non-functional. It's good for parts. It's got a great screen on it and other things. A replacement screen and battery. That's a good idea. Um, Phil said that. Phil said that earlier. Phil said keep reading screens off. The problem is the way. Okay, so there's a guy, Lewis Rossman, I think's his name, on YouTube who's been fighting the good fight. It's called Fight to, Right to Repair, and most of these devices are made to where. So right now, Apple has said, the iPhone 14 and 15 are the most repairable phones we've ever had. You can replace your own screen, and so in order to replace your own screen, you have to get them to send you a machine out that weighs like 30 some pounds that will take the screen off and I'll follow all these instructions. You can do it, but it is not by yourself. I mean, not without their help. It's just you can't get the screen off because there's the way they're glued in. There's how many of these I've broken trying to get the screens off of them. I mean, they're glued all the way around. Apple has a bad habit of even the battery will be under the screen. They'll glue the battery to the screen.
Yeah, I think the college picker had a video about how to get that battery off.
I mean, I've watched Jacob Scan of Freedom mess with the. He's got one of these iMacs, and he got the screen off. I'm like, dude, so he can. But they don't. They want you to. I watched a video the other day, and it's how Apple is just literally. They make these machines so you can't take them apart, and so if you want extra memory, because the memory is soldered to the motherboard, you got to pay them to put it in to buy a machine with extra memory. And so if you want to go from a 256, which is their base drive, to like a 2 terabyte, it's like $1,000. You can buy that drive for $399.
Can
Uh,
you not? Can you not use like the SD cards in those things to add memory like you want
uh, you
in iPhones?
you can on iPhones you can, but the 15 is the first one they're really because you got to have USB. None of the other ones. I mean, USB C. The 15 will do it, but the computers. The problem is that when you go from a computer memory to external memory, you're limited by the transfer of the cable or the connection, and so it becomes very very slow.
It's
Flag. They have temporarily stayed that order, so they're still legal. Apple's still selling them. They're still legal. They got a they got a court higher than the other one in appeals court to put a stay on them, stay on the order. Ron, you're 100% correct. They don't care about it. None of them care about anybody.
yeah. You know,
It's a Joanne. It's an iPod Touch. Uh,
that was that's the iPod that looks like a cell phone, right?
yeah, it's a sixth generation, 64 gigabyte. The third a damn.
Tommy, it is scary that you would know stuff like this.
I think when we lost last night, I lost my sight too. It's an A1574.
We'll send it to Joanna. She says that would be super easy. Send them to her. Let her disassemble them for you.
That ain't gonna do me no good.
So the issue is the whole cloud part, the iCloud
And
part of it.
you can see the change happened because when I was looking to see on the computer, was there anybody else selling iCloud lock? And now they just say locked or for parts are repaired. They don't say.
So, are they looking for stolen?
Yeah, they're trying to prevent stolen items from being sold on the secondary market.
So, what happens if they find one that's been reported stolen, or do they have that information? They're
Uh,
just trying to blanket. They're just trying to blanket. Stop people from being able to keep on using somebody else's iPhone, whether they stole it or not, or iPad, iPod, whatever, whether they stole it or not. They want you to go buy a new one.
Somebody wants to know, do I have any information about the battery in this phone? Low battery mode. Oh, damn it.
Y'all live off of your phones too much.
This is what I'm selling. I try to do everything on the phone because, well, I can't hardly see the damn thing. But some of these will tell you the battery health. I don't think this one does. Battery. Battery health. Okay. So now we will go to, since Alfonso asked about that one, we'll add that to the listing. Revise the listing.
Felix, if you spent, well, I guess that you said unless the original owner has the original receipt. I guess it. Well, I bought it from so and so. Too bad. He needs to show us the receipt.
You'd have to convince Apple to unlock this. They're the only ones that can do it. And So Philip says, "How does it make any sense? They destroy it, but not give it back to the original owner." I could take this one and give it back to the original owner, but when I dig his ass up, I don't think he wants it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not going to remember the dad guy. You're going to have to get out there with your Ouija board thing. Can Mr. Papa, can you tell me the code to unlock your phone?
Hey, that'd be a great. I need to make a video talking about you can't list iCloud locked anymore. I need to find a. That's like unless you can do a Ouija board and make the Ouija board tell me the code.
See, Thompson, not my grave.
All I gotta do is find a Ouija board now. I can make my own Ouija board on cardboard.
Papa, I need the code to your iPod.
So Kent, the fingerprint doesn't work because I erased the phone. I erased it, so that's gone. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make my. Let me make a note in the video list of iCloud lock. Make a Ouija board.
You know, we laugh about that, but you know,
Or get a
you want
crystal
to risk
ball
pissing
and
somebody off.
get a crystal ball and dress up like one of those babushka fortune tellers.
The gypsy fortune tellers. Oh, that's a new scam there. We'll
Uh-oh.
contact your relative and get the password for it.
Did we just offend gypsies in the show? Uh-oh.
Probably did. And fortune tellers.
That'd be a great YouTube short. The new iCloud unlocking service and
Madam
Madame Tussauds, or not, she's the. But
wax figure.
I need to. You know what I need to do? I need to go find one of them palm readers or whatever that crazy is around here, and get some video of like so it looks like I'm pulling up. So somebody's pulling up to the to the house and palm reading and password service.
Oh Lord.
Sounds like a series of videos coming up.
That's right, fishing and picking. Not only can I get your get a password, I can also tell you which way your relative wants to vote.
Yeah. You can
don't let your relatives vote not count.
you can always have, be up there saying, oh, you're in a trance trying to get the password for it. Say, oh, they don't want you to have the password for it. There's some questionable photos on that.
You could be doing on a Ouija board. They're going. That's like it keeps going to the F and the U. What?
Yeah. Or it goes to NO. No. Come on, Papa or Grandma, tell me the password to your iPhone. No. Sorry, the spirits are not being cooperative. That'll be $50. Yeah, Scott. You can dress up as the fortune teller, and Harlan can come in and be
my customer.
Be your customer.
Every time I come up with a great video idea, he don't want to be in my videos. Most of the time, it is like drinking or eating something we find at the yard sale that's like 10 years old. But like every yard sale's got one of those Bear Bryant Coke bottles in it.
Yeah.
He's been gone since '83. What if we drink one of these? Because everybody in Alabama thought they were going to be rich by saving those, and man, they're at every yard sale.
There used to be a YouTube channel, and all it was clips of coaches
Oh,
How
that's the
damn fit because their players are not doing what they're telling them to do.
Magic 8 Ball too. Let's see.
And there was a coach who was not a big fella, and he always wore a hat. I mean, this was, would have been, I guess, 60s, 70s, maybe 80s. Always wore a suit and tie, and his face would get so red, and, shout, and he'd be on the sideline just shouting, and his face is red, and he's like, "What are they doing out there?" That's probably what your coach was thinking on, what was that, last night? Yesterday? When Alabama got toasted by
Uh,
Michigan?
could you please at least take it easy? We didn't get toasted. That game went to overtime. We were leading into the last couple minutes and gave up the lead and then lost in overtime.
Those Michigan fans, we destroyed them.
You know what the scary part is?
What's that?
This is a rebuilding year. Everybody said we were dead and we were, the dynasty's over and we didn't, Saban's lost us to all that crazy shit happened this year, and it took over the supposed best team in the nation. It took overtime to beat us. And if we had a center that could hike the ball, they wouldn't have beat us. I hope he's got 1 year. He can come back for 1 year, a COVID year, or some crazy shit. He needs to go on to the sunset. McLaughlin, if you're watching this, hey man, I appreciate all the service you've done. Get the fuck out. And fishing and picking, Tom can be the dead grandfather. You mean dead grandmother?
Hush. Tactical Z said Alabama just needs to try harder next time. Were they like winning and then they just kind of like pulled defeat out of the mouth of victory?
So first half, it looked like we'd never seen a football. We had like 6 3-and-outs in the first half. I mean, nothing went our way. We got an interception on the very first play of the game. You can see the defensive back. His foot is. It looks like he's out of bounds, but you can see his foot's in the air. But they ruled him out of bounds. So the very first play that should have been an interception thrown on the very first play, they get the ball back. We would have had the ball on their 20. And then the next series or 2 series later, we're punting back to them, and they had to help our punter off the field because they hit his leg so hard. No penalty, no nothing. That'd have been a first down. That'd have changed them. But then after that, they didn't. The refs didn't call the game. I mean, there was no holding. There was no holding called on either side. A football game was played and nobody held. Nobody. Neither side. It was a game. It was a game where they let them play. But then the problem with letting teams play is the one team will do more than the other.
Good morning, Harlan.
You're 100% correct, Harlan. They got a full pass. That is, you got a team that's probably going to have to vacate this champ. When they get through with this team and all the violations, there's a good chance they're going to have to vacate. If they win next week, there's a good chance they'll have to vacate that in a couple of years. Don't buy a lot of Michigan merchandise because let's not forget their coach was suspended twice for violations this year. Twice.
Yeah.
Harlan, did you have the same thought I did? That there's a team that's been accused of stealing signs, and they knew precisely every blitz to run, no matter what we did. Did you notice that? In the first half of the game, no matter what we tried, their blitzes were. They sacked our quarterback, who is a mobile quarterback, the fastest player on either team on the field. He got sacked 5 times in the first half. 5. It's like magically their blitzes knew exactly where we were going to be, what things were going to happen. That team should. I mean, what? So
okay, Alabama's got a big offensive line, don't they?
Our offensive line is bigger than any NFL line.
So when you say stealing signs, you're talking about where?
I'm talking about where they sent an employee of the university over the last 3 or 4 years to games with video cameras to take the other opponent's sidelines. He was on some of the sidelines. They've got a film of him on the. So he made his way on the sidelines, and he paid people to go do it. And so they had all this film of the opposing. It's not an accident, folks, that they start stealing signs and Michigan beats Ohio State the last 2 years.
Sign equals signal. Signals to pass the ball, run the ball, kick the ball.
It goes. We're gonna.
That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, it means we're gonna run the ball this time. We're gonna run
Okay.
up the middle, and then they're waiting for you up the middle. You still got to make the play, but it's a lot easier if you're in the right place. So who knows? You don't know how any of that would have affected.
Grown men playing a little boy's game, and people not growing up.
This was a bonus for Alabama. I didn't expect to be there. I expected to have 2 losses and not make the playoffs again like we did last year. So us to be there was but damn it, when you get there and you've got a chance to win, you got to win.
In 10 years, when football's gone with the dodo bird and soccer's everything, people will sit back and laugh about this.
Fishing and picking. Every university has done that. I watched an interview with Joe Namath over the weekend, and they were asking Joe, why did he go to Alabama? And one of the universities up north had offered him like $6,000 back in that day, which was, remember, this was the early '60s, and his dad, as a coal miner, only made $5,000 a year at that time. And a couple people came to him, and you're going to play with the cheaters. You're going to be known as a cheater. And Alabama didn't offer me no money. I went to Alabama. Oh, it is. Kent, it is eBay's fault. The hell with eBay.
Alabama's just like Duke and UNC, Chapel Hill. They have the best teams money can buy.
Yeah, so if you want to, that's a great example, Tom. Do you follow baseball at all?
Me?
Yeah. Remember a couple of years ago when Houston got caught stealing pitching signs by using cameras to figure out what the catcher was, what pitch was coming next?
I don't remember that, but I would expect that happens.
Yeah, they got caught doing that, and
is that illegal?
Oh hell yeah, it's illegal. Yes, Mr. Sadie, we can.
There's something wrong with this. Is supposed to be a college sport.
It's It is like Saban said this weekend. It is the minor leagues of professional football is what it's turned into now. NIL is supposed to be name, image, likeness, but there's nobody controlling it. So instead of being, like our star quarterback, buy this iPod, that's name, image, like. But it's now, let's pull all our money together and pay the whole team. And so it is.
Does Harvard have a football team?
Who? Harvard? Yeah, they're one of the winning programs.
I don't know how they arranged to find people smart enough to get into Harvard to play football.
Didn't what's his name? Pro quarterback? Didn't he? Fitzmagic. Didn't Fitzmagic go to Harvard? Where did Fitzmagic play college football?
I don't know. I heard the NC State was expanding their stadium.
Yeah, he went. I thought I was talking. Ryan Fitzpatrick. Does he still play? He went to Harvard. He was actually selected in the 7th round of the draft.
Yeah, it's all about money.
It's magic.
It's huge money, Harlan.
Yeah. Look at it. Texas or Texas A&M. One of those is. I think Texas generates more money, but A&M's got more money. Alabama, even through all our success, is like fifth or sixth on the amount of money that sports and college sports makes, and it's dominated by college football. There are very few. There are a few basketball programs that do well, but for the most part, the entire everything is funded by college football.
It's a scam. How many of these boys actually make it? They end up playing pros. Building up their dream of being a pro football player, making all the money, and they ain't just good enough. Jane, good morning, Joan. I'm sorry I didn't see you come in.
So Google, of all NCAA football players, 1.6 make it to the NFL. 1.6. And most of the time it seems like it's a lot more than that because you watch the Alabamas. We're the ones on TV, but there's 131 or two just division. That's just Division One, and then you got Division Two, and which has got more schools than Division. So you look at that and how many colleges, and each team's got 85 players.
Well, I think it's a case like Roberta had a friend, or has a friend, and her husband's from Denver, and he's a big skier and all this kind of stuff. And ask her friend, ask her husband, when we see the Winter Olympics, are we seeing the best are we seeing the best of the best? And his response was, no, you're seeing the people that had the most money that they could promote themselves. And I think that's the way it is with these football teams because there's a lot of good football players that's on these podunk teams in these smaller universities.
But the portal has leveled that out some. Like our one of our defensive backs who was on one of the little smaller Louisiana teams last year, and he's a starter on our defense. So they have a chance to move around now.
Right.
Yeah, that's the one thing I love about Saban. Y'all know I'm Alabama through and through. I don't care who the coach is, but Saban's they keep asking him, why do you do this? Why do you do this? And he's like, it's the chance to have an effect on young people's lives and his players. There's people that were talking about our quarterback. He's not smart enough to be the Alabama quarterback. He can't read defense. He can't do this and he can't do that. Jalen Milroe just graduated in 3 years at Alabama with a 3.5. This kid, he's not dumb. These are smart kids, and he's got, he, they Saban. We're Alabama is one of the higher graduating teams for college football, and I mean these guys that wouldn't normally have been given a ride to school, have tutors, they have all this help, and really. Saban's whole mission is to make sure there's only a few of y'all gonna play football in the NFL. You need to be prepared for life and developing these guys and the young men.
What's an OSP?
I don't know.
Kent, what's an OSP? Yeah, golf is a bit slow.
Yeah, I was watching Daly the other day, and they asked Daly if he watched. He was Tucker was interviewing him, asked him, does he watch golf on TV? He said, yeah, if he wants to take a nap.
it's I don't know.
But if you listen, it's a lot about motivation. You got to know football, but the difference with Saban is he is such the motivation and the development, and you know it is his whole mantra is play into a standard. The Bama, they call it the Bama standard. It's 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 you do the things you're supposed to do, take care of your job, and you'll reach every personal and team goal if every man does their job. And there's a lot of lessons in life you can learn from do it the relentless effort, practice, uh, continuing to get better. I mean, the stuff that he preaches, and you hear. I listen to all his press conferences, and it's just there's no difference in what he says and what you hear in a lot of the business textbooks. It's just directed towards football. It's the same. It's that same message about the pursuit of perfection. You know, and to keep competing. It's the same thing I keep trying to tell these people with eBay. Oh my God, it's the worst year ever but I'm still not going to give them any promoted listings. Let's gang up against them. How about you start playing the game? How about you understand that this is a business and in life things change and you need to play the game? If promoted listings are an option and everybody else is doing it, it's not, oh my God, they're evil. It's, how about you're a dumbass for not attempting it? I mean, it's the same. You get the same stuff.
Like, feel free to exit if you find if we're boring you.
Oh yeah, they can't. The eBay union. Don't you like that? We're going to form an eBay union. That's one of my favorites. They're going to gang up against a man. You want to know how? You know how I'm certain that you will fail. Go think that that's a great idea and go join an eBay union. I can.
I just That's just ridiculous. I'm not saying that you can't, because Scott's mentioned other people from across the country has talked about a union.
Yeah, how many eBay sellers are out there, and so many of them don't do social media, and these people are ignorantly blind to think that everybody that sells on eBay is the ones watching YouTube or talking about YouTube, and it is such a small sliver. I mean, most eBay sellers don't have any idea about YouTube. They're about making their business work and trying to make a living.
Yeah. And you're not an employee of eBay. You are contracting to use their services.
That's right, Phil. Thank you so much for that. On tomorrow's show, I'll take any super chats for union dues. I will take them tomorrow on the reseller report. So,
And I want to just say short this to a point. I'm not anti-union. I just don't think they have a place in this time, in
you,
this world
it's
anymore.
we're a bunch of independent contractors. We're not
Yeah.
employees. You don't unionize independent contractors.
What?
What was that, Todd?
Oh, Jenny's barking at me. She wants a piece of my sausage.
Harlan met a girl that asked him the same thing the last time he was in Vegas.
Larry, we stunk up the place. That's what happened.
Did y'all just play bad? Is that the nutshell? Is y'all just was not up to
For all this team has progressed after the second, third games. We looked awful, and we have played very good since then. But it's like we were watching the same team that was playing Texas that lost to Texas. It felt like the same lost team with no direction, except the defense was better. But even the defense, there were a couple times they got caught in not moving, and I'm like,
Yeah, Alabama. How many false starts did they have? 3, 4?
At least 2.
Bad snaps. At least 3 real bad ones.
Three really bad ones, and there were probably 6 or 7 that were
marginal. Yeah.
But our quarterback made if not for somebody back there who was this freakish crazy athlete, you know. And then I don't understand that either. You've got him, and it's 4th and 3 overtime. You've got to score the touchdown, or else you run it. It's a bad snap that he has to pick up below his knees, and then you run him up the middle. By the time he's got the ball and looking up, we didn't block anybody. I mean, why not put this guy on that? It's the craziest. So the second half came, and they made the adjustment to start attacking the edges. Michigan was so strong up the middle, attack the edges. Our running backs were getting 8-9 yards at a clip. And so what was the answer? 4th and goal. When we need 3, and we've been averaging 8 or 9, the running back's been killing them. The quarterback is a great running quarterback. Let's go up the middle. Well, we've had no success all day, but we can block it this time. No, we can't.
I'm not sure that was the design, though. After that was a bad snap, too.
So that guy balled
It,
up.
it may have been originally to go some other direction with it.
No. Saban said that, in the press conference that when they lined up the first time and Michigan called a timeout, that was the play that probably would have got us there. But then after they changed the play to that one, it was designed to go up the middle. He said we just blocked it.
Joanna, I'm not a big fan of football either, but I love seeing Scott all worked up. That's some good TV there.
Listen here, Grandmama.
But it is what it is. The boys had a bad day. I would not have wanted to be one of the recipients of the lectures that they got after that game last night. I mean, it just seems like there's a lot of lecturing going to be going on last night.
And right now, college football is crazy with the portal, with NIL, and then you've still got the last of the COVID years, and so you've got teams out there. Like we played 2 teams that had quarterbacks in the last couple of years that are 25 or 26 years old in college. Bo Nix had beat us at Auburn the last time Alabama lost at Auburn, which was 4 years ago. Bo Nix was the quarterback, and he's 5 years later. He's just finishing up a season at Oregon. I mean, it's insane that we've got these. Our quarterback just turned 21 in the season as a junior, and he's going against these 25, 26-year-olds.
Was there any years that the teams didn't play at all during the COVID issue?
No, they just didn't have fans. They played
to empty stadiums.
Mm-hmm.
So they were still practicing. They were still playing. They just didn't have any fans.
Thanks, Tom.
Yeah, that's right. Scott's blood pressure.
I was actually remarkably calm last night. I sent Harlan a text. I'm like, that has to be the worst half of football ever. And he goes, no, we're going to get him in the second half. And he almost had me believing, damn it.
Well, they did do better.
What was the final score?
It was 20 to 20. We went to overtime and lost 27-20.
So 1 touchdown and a field goal?
No, just a touchdown to 7.
I still don't get why college in overtime goes with a 25-yard line.
Because that was their answer to the complaint was, and the same thing the NFL does is the team that wins the coin toss, the higher percentage won the game because they just had to go kick a field goal. So college is like, we'll just eliminate all that and give each one of you a chance. And then it went to where they were like 6 and 8 overtimes, and now after the second overtime, you have to go for 2. Yeah, that's it. I'm more depressed about that than anything. There's one game of college football left, and that's it.
Well, the season's over, isn't it?
Yeah, except for the last game, Michigan, Washington. And all my dad's family's in Michigan, so, go Huskies. We don't want them cheating bastards to win. Go Huskies.
Them cheating bastards. All right, I got to get out of here. I was going to hold this show to an hour, start
Oh,
holding it to an hour so I can get stuff done.
Scott, you
But
starting keto today?
Yeah, Joni cooked prime rib last night, so I'm about to go eat prime rib and eggs for breakfast. That's
All
gonna
right.
be good.
because I had a false start this morning.
I
I'm
got
going to run
everything
over.
off the treadmill yesterday, and I did a mile walk. I'm so proud of myself.
What's
Well,
a what's a
good.
what's a false start time? Is that you tried to fart and you get a little surprise poopy there?
It was the, it didn't go out it didn't connect to YouTube's this morning. So Todd and I were here sitting here having a pleasant little conversation, and everybody was making sarcastic joke comments in the
It was
chat. So I said, "Can y'all see us? Can you hear us?" And so I had to restart the show completely.
time started or so with a shark.
So anyway, y'all have a great day. Get something done. Get over your hangover from the Alabama loss, and Scott's going to be all chipper and happy tomorrow. Go Michigan
Uh,
for
no,
his show.
go Washington. I ain't pulling for Michigan, the damn cheaters. They shouldn't have been in it. It should have been Georgia. Georgia should have kicked our ass.
So everybody have a great day. We'll see you later. Thanks for coming in. Bye bye.
Roll Tide. Damn it.
Roll Tide.